YouTube, what's going on? It is Scott from SemiPro here. Today we are going to continue our division by division, team by team, NFL schedule breakdowns, and today we have the AFC East. There has not been much parity in the division for a long time, but with Tom Brady gone, the division looks as open as ever. It seems to be getting a rap among many as one of the worst divisions in football, but I actually disagree here. I think there are 3 teams in the division capable of winning 9+ games if everything clicks, but due to their schedules, I don't think that it is going to happen. You really could make the argument for any team in the AFC East winning it, but my opinion is that it is a very close 3-team race, and at its end could stack up anyway. But like I said, we are going to break this thing down game by game, piece by piece, but before we start, comment your favorite team's division down below so that I can get to that video next. We will be releasing these videos for every division in the NFL. Let's start things off with the Buffalo Bills. I think this team wins the division at 9-7. They are a very complete team. They have a lot of nice pieces, but at the same time, I just don't know how consistent they will be, especially with this schedule where they have to face the AFC West and NFC West. Those are 2 very tough divisions, but I do think this team starts off the year with 3 straight wins, 2 of their first 3 at home. I think they beat the Jets, beat the Rams, and also travel to Miami and secure the W. But week 4 is where they're going to run into some problems. They have to go to Las Vegas, then to Tennessee. I think they drop both of those. But then I actually think they play a little bit of a spoiler. They get to host Kansas City at home. I think they can definitely sneak up and win that game. The Bills are a team that can beat any team in the league on any given week, and I actually do think they will beat the Chiefs. Then they have to travel and go play the Jets. I think they lose that game, which would make them split the season series with them. And then they face the New England Patriots. I actually think they lose that game versus New England, their only home loss of the season. It's a division game. It's going to be tough mid-season, and I'm just now realizing that my L icon for this game is green. My apologies on that. But then I think they right the ship a little bit. They play Seattle, Arizona, and the Chargers. I think they can win all 3 of those games before they travel to San Francisco, where I think they will take the L. It is really hard for me to pick any team over the Niners right now because of that great roster that they have. But then they get the Steelers at home. I think they win that one before they have to travel to Mile High and to Foxborough, where I think they drop both of those games, which would actually make them 0-2 against the Patriots on the season. And then they finish out the season with a win against Miami, which would be with the playoffs on the line to win the division. Next up, we have America's favorite team, the New England Patriots. I actually think they finish 8-8 and miss the playoffs at second in the division, but at the same time, a lot of these games that they are playing are toss-ups, and like I said before the video, really the top 3 teams in this division I think could stack up anyway. This is just the way I think it will stack up in the end, but they start the season against the Dolphins. I think they win that game easily at home, and then they have to go to Seattle to play the Seahawks, one of the hardest places to play. I think they lose that one. Then they get the Raiders at home. They get a win there before they go into a little bit of a slide where they have to face 3 really good teams in the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the 49ers. All 3 of those teams I think are just better than the Patriots right now. Then they have to go to Buffalo to face the Bills. We already touched on this game. I think the Patriots steal one from the Bills there, and then they go play at the Jets, where I think they win that game as well before they have to face the Ravens at home. I don't think Lamar Jackson is a good matchup for this team. I think Lamar beats them in Foxborough, and then they have to go play the Texans in Houston. I think they win that game. It's going to be a tough one with Deshaun Watson, but I think Bill Belichick can lead his squad to victory there. And then they have the Cardinals. This is another toss-up and another team that I really like what they're doing, but I think they will prevail in that one thanks to Bill's coaching. Then they've got at the Chargers and at the Rams, 2 Los Angeles games back-to-back. I actually think they do drop both of those. And then they have to go play at Miami, where I think Miami steals one from the Patriots before they go finish out the season with 2 wins at home versus the Bills and versus the Jets. It's really hard to knock this Patriots team with the winning culture they have established and with Bill Belichick as their head coach. But I just don't think they're as talented as years past, and the quarterback play might really hurt them, but we'll see. We haven't seen Stidham yet, so we'll see what he can bring to the table. But right now, I do have this team finishing at 8-8 and missing the playoffs. Next up, we have the New York Jets. I think this team finishes at 8-8, even though I am really high on them this season just because of that schedule that they're going to have to endure. And I apologize because on my graphic here, it says that they would finish second in the division, but due to a worse record than the Patriots within the division, they would actually be in third place. But I think they start off the season with a loss at Buffalo. We already touched on this game a bit. The Buffalo Bills are a very good home team, and I think that is an extremely difficult win. But then I actually think they play spoiler against the 49ers at home. I think they can win that game. Then they have to go at Indianapolis. I think they win that one as well versus Denver, and I think they can win this one as well. Like I said, I'm high on this Jets team, and I think a lot of these games are toss-ups for them. But I think their offense is going to improve a lot this season, and Sam Darnold is going to take a huge step forward. Then they have to play the Cardinals. I think they lose this one. I really like the Cardinals this season. Then they have to go on the road to face the Chargers. I do think they drop this game before they have a home game versus the Bills, where they will beat them, and then they have to go at Kansas City, which is just one of the toughest games you could ask for in the NFL right now. I think they lose that one. Then they get New England at home. In my opinion, that is a loss. Then they go at Miami versus Miami back-to-back. I think those are 2 wins for the Jets. They're a better team than the Dolphins overall. Then they have the Raiders at home. They win that game as well before they have to go on the road to face the Seahawks and the Rams, where I believe they will drop both games. And then they get the Browns at home. I think they can win that game. I do like Cleveland this season as long as they can put the drama behind them, but I do think the Jets can win that game at home before they finish off the season with a loss at New England. Okay, now we have the Miami Dolphins. I think this team is a clear step behind the other teams within this division. They definitely have a bright future, but I just don't see them winning a whole lot of games this season with this tough schedule that they do have. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going game by game with this team, but I do think they can pick up wins at Jacksonville versus the Los Angeles Rams, versus the Bengals, and versus the Patriots. I just don't envision this team winning a lot of games with this schedule that they are cursed with, but by that same token, they will have the opportunity to get another draft pick, and a lot of their success is going to depend on when and if Tua comes into the game. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for the AFC East this season. I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree, a lot of you guys will disagree, but that's okay. Comment down below, drop your thoughts, and I will be happy to engage and talk with you guys. Make sure to subscribe to SemiPro. We post dope sports content every single day. Thanks for watching.